Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. As you can see, we're in a different background, but today it is time for my August wrap up and my September TBR, so let's just get chatting about it. The first book I started and finished in August was Keeping 13 by Chloe Walsh. This is the second book in the Boys of Tommen series, and I ended up giving this book 4 stars. I really enjoyed how fast-paced this book was and how the story just continued like that. There was no time gap or anything. It started when the first book ended, and I really did enjoy that. I love how believable the characters are. Chloe Walsh's writing it feels very similar to Jessica Hastings in the fact that you feel like the characters are real and you develop real emotional connections to them. I will say this book has so many trigger warnings, so please check those. It is absolutely devastating and it made me cry, which is why it got such high rating, because it made me feel genuine emotions for these characters. So I was like, it's really good. Next, I read This Summer Will Be Different. I ended up giving this book 3 stars. I very much wanted to get through all of her books this summer because I knew if I didn't, then I was going to be waiting a whole year to read them again. So this one, I liked it. It wasn't my favorite. I didn't really believe the relationship of the characters, but I really wanted to read this one because I wanted to read One Golden Summer. That was my most anticipated read of the year. And something about me, I'm going to read all the other books first, and I thought this was all interconnected. It's not. The middle two are not. The first and the last one are, so that was my mistake, but it was overall cute, and I'm not, regretting reading it. It wasn't bad by any means. It got 3 stars. It just, wasn't my absolute favorite. Next, I had an Arc of the Future Saints by Ashley Winstead, and I ended up giving this book 2.5 stars. There was nothing inherently wrong with it. It just followed the behind the scenes of musicians and production and all of those things. And that is not really something that's fully interesting to me. The story was cute. I didn't fully believe the relationship. It just kind of felt not gimmicky, but insta-lovey. And I just didn't really vibe with them. So it wasn't really for me, but it wasn't by any means bad. Next, I read The Summer We Ran. I gave this book 3.5 stars. I did enjoy it. We have 2 timelines, and I really have been enjoying that recently. This is a very good literary fiction. I overall really liked it. It was a cute, fun summer read. It wasn't outstanding. I can't really remember too many details about it, which should tell you enough about it. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't memorable. So I'll leave that there. Next, I read Time of Your Life by Jessica Hastings. I gave this book 3 stars. This is all the Magnolia Park books that are out right now. But this was my only other Jessica Hastings book, and I wasn't impressed. Please don't mind him. I wasn't impressed. It wasn't terrible. I just didn't like the male main character, at all. It felt very insta-lovey, and it just wasn't the best to me. Again, wasn't bad, but wasn't outstanding. Next, I read One Golden Summer. This was the book I was highly anticipating. 5-star read. I absolutely loved this. The 2 main characters gave everything I wanted them to give. It was summery, it was cutesy, it was banter, it was tension, it was literally everything. If you were going to read any of the books from this author, read the first one, Every Summer After, and One Golden Summer. These 2 were absolute standouts. Next, I read These Summer Storms. I got this because Book of the Month was doing a free hat if you got a book, and I really wanted the hat, and this is just the only book that seemed interesting to me, so this is the one I picked up. And I went in completely blind. I ended up giving it a 4 stars. I really loved this. I ended up listening to it as well as physically reading it because I had some Spotify hours. And it was just so perfect for the time of year I read it. This takes place right around Labor Day, which is right when I read it. And it is very New England, coastal. If you liked We Were Liars, it gives very similar vibes to We Were Liars, but adults. It also kind of gives a mystery factor, similar to the Inheritance games, which I really loved. Please put this on your summer TBR next year. It was so fun. Okay, y'all, those were all the books I read in August. It was a great reading month, which was really needed. I have not had such a good reading month in a very long time. So that was so exciting to have so many good books read in August. So now let's talk about my September TBR. It's September 7th, so it's already been a little bit, but the first book I finished was The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center. I ended up giving this book a 4 stars. I actually very much enjoyed this rom-com. It was super funny. The characters were super believable. It was lighthearted while also having some darker themes on the backboard, like the back burner, but I think the author did a very good job of like shining light on those themes, but like in a positive way and still making the main characters like very positive. So that was the first book I read in September. Next, my current read is The Great Misfortune of Stella Sedgwick. I am like 100 pages in, and so far I'm enjoying it, but I will definitely be finishing it. This is a young adult Bridgerton, high society, classism. It's very good so far, and I'm very much enjoying it. Next, for my in-person book club, we are reading Spark of the Everflame. I don't know too much about this. I believe it's a young adult romantasy. I think it's young adult. And I'm very excited about it. I bought it at Half Price Books a little bit ago because it has like really cute sprayed edges. And now that it was picked for my book club, I have to read it. So I'm definitely excited about it because it's been on my radar. And I've been like excited to start getting into fall fantasy books again, which is amazing because I read no fantasy this summer, or if I did, like nothing crazy. So I'm very excited to get back into the fall grind, like the fall fantasy grind. Next on my TBR is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I do plan on reading it, like physically reading it as well as audiobooking it because I've heard it's just really hard to get into. But once you're in it, it's really good. So I definitely be planning on reading and listening to Mistborn while like I'm packing. If you missed my last video, we're moving in like 14 days now, so really not too much time. And I will be listening to a lot of books because I'm going to be busy packing. So I will definitely be adding Mistborn to the list. Next, I have A Deadly Education. I don't know too much about this. I got it at Half Price Books a little bit ago, and I knew I wasn't going to even try to read it until fall. It just gives like fall dark academia vibes, and I'm very excited about it. That is very much up my alley, especially for fall. So I am so excited for this. Next, I think this is the most perfect summer to fall book, and that is Daughter of the Siren Queen. I read Daughter of the Pirate King either early this year or very late last year, and I really liked it. It is an amazing YA fantasy, and I think this is absolutely perfect for this time of year because it's like oceany vibe, like think Pirates of the Caribbean, but there's fantasy in it. So I think it's a perfect like September read because it still kind of feels like summer. It's not really fantasy, but you're still trying to get in that fantasy mood, like fall fantasy mood. So this is absolutely perfect, and I cannot wait to read this. I loved the first one. On this list is a definite maybe, but that's Silver Elite by Danny Francis. If you don't know, I have been trying to read this for a very long time. I have picked it up and put it down twice now, so I'm going to give it one more go. I do feel like I'm more in the mood for fantasy, which I wasn't previously when I tried to read this book, so that's why I'm going to give it another shot now because I've been wanting to read fantasy, so I think this might be a good time to try to pick it up, but I'm really not sure. I've heard very mixed things about it, but it does seem like a book that is typically a book I would enjoy, so I really want to love it, but we'll just see. Okay, y'all, that was my August wrap-up and September TBR. Really some amazing books on my September TBR and some amazing books I read in August, so I'm really happy with that. If you watched this far, please let me know what your favorite book of August was. Please make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube things, and I hope you guys all have a blessed Tuesday. Bye!